Hello, I'm doing another installment on my YouTube channel, Gotta Israel Shine Bright. I welcome everybody today who has decided to listen to something truthful and to, turn away from all the lies that's being told to you all day, every day, and that keep us in this state that we are in, well, that you are in. So, in order for me to do my job, I need you to understand where I'm coming from. So, um, I would like you guys to try to check out some of the older videos I did. I didn't take them down, even though in some of these newer videos I make corrections because you have to. To rebuke is to have a change of a thought process. Basically, in a nutshell, that's what it is. So, when you learn something new, if you're like Batman per se, because he's definitely one of the world's greatest detectives, if not the greatest detective in the world. In the cartoon fantasy, comic fantasy, whatever the case may say, or may be. Either case, for what he's known for, when you say Batman to the average person, they can give you that as a characteristic. He's like the world's greatest detective. That's basically in a nutshell what I'm trying to say there. So we're gonna move on, and you got to be like Batman too, because the word is written in spirit, but we don't know the spirit. We know the blood of the earth, because it's what you're born into. That's the sin you're born into, is your knowledge that you've learned from the time you was a child to your adulthood before you come into this word of truth. Because what happened, never mind, I don't want to get off on a wild tangent on y'all. So basically this video, I want to thank Apocryphilia 1979. I definitely want to thank him because he posts a lot of these hidden books that were apocryphal works, um, that the world generally can't get their hands on, and I like to give that man, or this entity, a thumbs up, because it's a long process to read whole books after books after books, and he's put it in the work. He's put it out there. He has websites, leading you to the written versions of them that I don't know. Him and some others got. He's got his inspiration, got his spirit that was upon him, got placed on others around him to push this hidden word of truth out, so that we may have access to all our powers. Because right now, most of us don't have any, and then the ones that do have only have a little, and there's just more. That's the only way to put it, is there's more things that you don't know about, um, or you have not you been given the power of perception yet, so you have not perceived what these things are by just listening to the conversations that's going on in this word. So, with that being said, I want to get it. Like I said, he has all kind. I thought he might have some shares or something down here. You can check. You guys can probably pause this and read through that. But I wanted to definitely give him a shout out. Now, the purpose of this video is, I mean, he's, like I said, he's only one of the many houses that I've entered into. And his house is clean because all he's doing is reading you the word. And the word is clean when you understand it. So it is what it is. But the true purpose of this is because we are going to be going into houses soon to clean them. And during this process, you'll be able to see who's doing what, why they're doing it. Because all things came from my Father, and it's written. So that's why all of these entities are around, because certain ones are to be dug up out of their graves, so to speak, and used again. And that is a resurrection. Okay? So all these groups and things that weren't around that you hear about nowadays, these are what they call resurrections going on. Yeah. This is part of your powers of precepts, your power of perceptions. This is what is a gift that is given to you, because you need to understand that everything that goes on, every workings of every entity that goes on down here can be understood on many levels. And most of you are L1s and L2s. And as a L1 and L2, all you can do is listen. He said, the master said, come as a child. Why? Because children listen to get understanding, to get know how, know why, know where, know when. So, excuse me. Sorry about that. I can't pause when I take a drink. And when I say drink, I'm actually drinking Evian water. But anyway, you have these powers given to you, but you don't use them properly, so you don't understand what's going on around you. All you can see are the things right in front of you. And even the things in front of you, you can't see, because you have no understanding of them. And I know that might have sounded real confusing or stupid or off the wall, but just bear with me. So there's houses out here. I don't even, my whole family uses my YouTube login, so I don't know what half this stuff is, other than, the stuff I go into for study purposes or what have you. But, like houses, like, are really going to be put on the spot, because what's going to happen is we're going to find a video of you doing an incorrect session, no matter who you are, because I'm not a respectful person. No matter who you are, we're going to find videos of you, and whatever you say pertaining to the word, you will be judged for it. And that's that. It is going to be what it's going to be. All of these little bickerings and arguments on street corners about half truths, these are level. All right, these are level 3 and 4 truths that you are entering into, and the level 3s and 4s really have to get a grip on what they say and what they do. So that's why these videos are going out. As it's written, you be given the throne, and atop the throne, there's going to be some stuff going on that you're not going to understand, but I'm going to try my best to explain it to you. I mean, from just every house I've ever entered to, you're going to see me do a video about it. That's all I'm going to say. Yep, I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the video, let them explain their version of the scripture. That way I'm not lying to you, because that way we both see it together. We all will see and hear what's being said together. And then I'm going to correct it according to spirit, not according to blood and flesh. Because the problem is we're supposed to bring heaven to earth. But if you don't know what earth is, then you can't, and then you don't and you have a terrible concept of what heaven is, then you definitely fell off the deep end. Okay? And the deep end is what keeps you in your dream state. So all you can do is sit and listen, because most people can't see me. All right? So since you can't see me, that means you can't understand me either. You can't eat me at all. So since you can't eat me, I have to be given in pieces, which is stages. So the L2s, the L2 and the L1, they're not going to, actually, they're easier to grasp it because they're coming fresh into it. But the ones, it said, as it's written, those who came, those who think they're first are actually last, and the ones that are last are actually first. When you get some true understanding of what's really going on, every time you ascend the level, you change your place in line, basically. Um, so these videos are not being done to criticize nobody. They're not being done to tear them down. You know, it's all going to be done in truth. If you up there acting foolish, I'm going to tell you about yourself. Okay? I'm going to be the one to break your video down and tell you about your stupidity. Okay? And if I put my mind to it and really consider, even though I don't have to try that hard, I think that's a level of judgment. Yup, yup. But you don't know what you're reading. You know the lowest levels, which is the levels of hell. How you going to take hell to heaven? You can't. That means you need to be re-educated. Okay? And when somebody comes to re-educate you, yeah, it might be a smack in the face at the moment, but you better be grateful that somebody came to re-educate you, because it's about freedom. But you don't know how to be free. Nobody on the face of this earth, and no, nothing. Wait. I'm sorry. Everything on the face of this earth does not know how to be free. You think about being free because you live in a certain climate or a certain area, or or a city or a farm or a forest or whatever terrain you decide that you want to dwell on. You think that's freedom. But no, you're still in what the Lord calls a lake of fire. What? You didn't know you was in a lake of fire? This is how unlearned that these entities are down here, running out, digging up graves, and not knowing the purpose of digging the grave. You're a grave robber right now. Grave robbers. And like it's written, my father is the father of the living. So if you can't understand where I'm going with this, you're not alive. You're dead right now. Yeah, but I'm walking around. I'm breathing. You're not what God could. God didn't declare that dead. He declared your knowledge dead. So you're a dead soul. Okay? Because your soul is you. But you're dead to the proper knowledge and understanding that you're supposed to have. So, like I said, all all entities, all religions, all states, trees, rams, goats, oxen, what color stripes you are you're subjected, that if I come across you, you you're going to be put on the spot. And I'm going to point out all your lies. Now, whether the entities listening choose to believe and ascend their thought process so that they can transcend and become free, then that's on them. But if I tell you the truth, it is the truth. And the truth will set you free. And I mean, I've been in many houses trying to correct them. I've been warning them like, yo, the day's coming, the day's coming. Now, there's different levels of everything. So things are going to have to be cleaned up on scales. It's all about the selfishness of yourselves because all you can see is what's in front of you. And it's the saddest thing ever because, never mind, I don't even want to put those two entities on the spot because they have just nonsense and ridiculousness going on. Like this, I'm starting to sound like an old person when I start to say things like, you know, stuff like this. You know, is the reason why our they're trying to lower the population rate. How do you lower the population rate? Why do you have to lower the population rate? Because nobody is doing the correct job down here. If we were all into this knowledge and we had understanding of what you're supposed to be doing, then it would not be this compact down here. And you would be able to travel about the universe. But no, we're all stuck together in a prison cell. Why is that? You better read a book. Why can't we know that there's other entities flying about the universe? We know this. This is a fact. This is 2015. If you don't know that, you are the biggest dumb ass on the planet. I'm just putting it out there. If you do not know that there are other entities flying other worldly things around here doing their thing or what have you, you've been under a rock. This is the technology age. This is nonsense. So anyway, why can they move about the universe, but we are stuck in jail? We are here. You know what here creates? Let me put some truths on you so that you know um, I ain't bull crapping. Some real truths. Theory of relativity. If you're wise, you've ran into Einstein's theory. Hang on. So we know speed is a factor. Speed and distance is a factor when traveling in what we call space. So if you're traveling once you leave the earth, and the testimony of what I'm about to say is proof. You can Google the timing of the GPS satellites. You could just do that one, and it has to be constantly changed because once you leave the earth, time starts to slow down for anything that leaves the earth. Now, a clock is completely digital. It's a digital clock. Only thing moving it is the the silicon in it, right? So that the numbers tick and it keeps count. But they have to keep resetting this because once you gravity is what puts you in time. It is what it is. Gravity holds you in time. So once you leave this place, this is just a higher thought for higher beings or anyone who cares to listen. Once you leave this place, this is a fact. You age slower. This is not. I mean, sure, it's maybe a minute a day, or so on and so on. But this is because you're stuck too close to objects of gravity. That's what it is. So gravity sucks. Literally, it pulls you down. So pulling you down is pulling your life energy down. Everything is coming back down to where it came from, the earth. All right. But our purpose is greater than this. We're supposed to be rebuilding and restructuring this earth, but no, all we have to do is put the planet together, take shifts, sections at a time, rebuild it. Whatever's there, you're tearing it down, rebuilding a new beautiful structure. How hard is that? But everybody wants, oh, I want money. When you get things just for contributing, you're going to get yours. It's like the Smurfs. They all have a mushroom house, but everybody's is laid out differently. It's so on. It's their personal touch on their stuff. So it'll be essentially the same. And I'm not talking about communism, blah, 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 blah. All of these things came from my father. We're not supposed to be classified. Is a cat, no matter what color it is, not a cat? Is a dog, no matter what breed or color it is, not a dog? Is there something I'm missing about human beings? Well, I don't want to say human beings. I want to say the entities that's supposed to run the joint around it. That's supposed to keep this knowledge clean so that these other entities will know how to do their jobs. Because everyone has a task, a job. Everyone has been through the earth, which would be your earth knowledge, to gain uh, your knowledge of the earth. That's what earth knowledge is knowledge of the earth. So what you would say fire is, and what it doesn't matter what language you say it is, but the concept of what fire is your earthly concept of what fire is. Now there's a different spiritual concept of what fire is, and there's different levels of that. Okay, because you have to ascend a bit at a time. And the whole point of putting these truths out here, these ridiculous things that's going on that I've been coming across, this this is the free you, so that you don't fall into this, so that you don't fall into their slave conditions and slave mentalities. Because what do? They try to get you and suck you in. Oh, come to my church and learn this. Yeah, there's only one entity on the face of the earth that is supposed to be doing that, and not, there's one. There's a couple of them that's trying really hard, so I bear with them. But it's difficult because, like when Lamech shot that arrow and it killed their grandfather Cain, um, it's the same thing. If I tell you I don't want to kill, when I tell others their truth, I don't want to be the one to come put you on the spot. If you've seen my video and you've seen what I'm doing, cutting up these other truths and telling you the righteousness and peace truth, the Melchizedek Salem piece, the Melchizedek Salem version of it, which is the true truth, then that's why he says verily, verily, because he means truly, truly, because there's different levels of truths. But because there's a truth in earth, there's a truth in water, there's a truth in fire, there's a truth in wind, there's a truth in the trees, there's a truth in the fruits, there's a truth in man, there's a truth in the beast of the fields, which are your cattle, your rams, your goats, your oxen, your sheep, whatever. All of these other animals, your deers, your antelopes, all of that goes in exactly in line with that. So, and I know I speak with certain words, but that's because I have to. When you listen, you'll see. You'll see. But in the nutshell, if you see me doing this to other houses, this is your chance to take your time and say, look, some things that I may have came out half cocked or whatever because I didn't understand that there was. That's why they call it the most. That's why they call God the Most High, because He's the Most High, understanding of what is being said. When they say the Most High, is they're not just referring to God; they're referring to His Word. What is His Word? Whatever it is: water, fire, earth, wind, water, heart, core, wall, garrisons. Whatever the word was, it's the Most High's definition on it. That's what you're missing. So, like I said, I'm not trying to sit here and kill anybody or slay anybody now, but there's a host of houses that I'm just going to go in. It's going to be just like if I walked in your church and actually stood there. But see, the purpose of me not going into your church is because I don't want to interrupt with your teaching. Because when you're right, I'm going to inform the audience that you are right on this level and tell them what level you are on. Because there are many levels of truth. But the more veils you pull off yourself, your lustful spirits, your sin, all your greedy spirits, all of these things off of your eye, which is your mind, which and eat in your mind. This is all mind related, because the truth of it is God is making gods, right? Right? What do gods do? Gods rule, right? So if He's making carbon copies of Himself, sons, if you will, then there must be a bigger purpose that you have not seen yet. And that purpose that you haven't seen is even God got to get His hands dirty. You see? Because He had to send multiple entities to clean up Adam's mess. Okay? From the first until the last Adam, then the mess is always going to be here because no one's trying to clean it up. Once you clean this, you are free to roam about the universe. But you must have the knowledge of the universe. How can you communicate with an entity that you would not be able to understand? Because if an entity came and said the wind blows south today and the night grows long, even so, let's go. That to them does not mean what it means to you. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay? Because the words we use are of earth. The words they use are of heaven. So when they say that to you, you're going to do the wrong thing, and that is going to get you judged because you did something wrong. Okay? And it's all really about understanding. If I'm going to give you power and authority to rule the things that you don't know about yet, you got to have your mind right. I can't just go pull a crackhead off the street and put him in a drug in a meth factory making meth or whatever, or some kind of pill popping factory. I don't know what the drugs are these days. Look, I don't pay attention to this nonsense. Ibuprofen or or some Advil. That's about it. But anyway, so I don't that's what I'm saying. Those entities there, you wouldn't do that. You would not take someone with certain habits or things and put them in their weakest position. So what you have to do is you have to gut them out, clean them out. It's like going fishing. You gut the fish, you you clean the fish out, you shave off the scales, and then um, you eat it. You cook it up and eat it. After you wash it off, of course, because you need water. Man, look, You don't understand, chef, priest. You're a chef. Why? Because the chef feeds the mind. The priest feeds your mind. You're not coming there for an actual sit down meal, even though that may occur from time to time. But you are coming to the chef, priest, because you're hungry. You want knowledge and understanding and wisdom about what your father's doing. So I don't appreciate when you have all of these modern day um, women, which are churches, uh, talking about, oh, come see Jesus, put your money down, throw your money down at my feet, blase, blah, 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 blah. Look, this is the reason why most entities don't enter your houses anyway, and they think all of this is a big joke and a big lie, because you have destroyed yourself with your understanding, and you damned the people that follow you. It's your fault. And then it is written that once I began to go into these houses and tell you the truth about what is being taught, and if your entity has a true level of truth besides what they are reading from the page, then I will give you insight. But if not, I'm just going to tear it down, and we're going to go on to the next one, because it starts with the house of the Father. If his house is not in order, how can he set everything else in order? So his house needs to be set in order first, but you don't know how the house is supposed to be set up. You have an idea because you have a knowledge and blood of the earth, which blood simply means your histories, um, your bloodline histories of how you got to where you are today. Um, and that's the same thing with ashes, which is those who burned um, their ways that burned. So, I mean, all this is all this knowledge that you're supposed to be getting is to further and boost your understanding, so that because in the end, you can only save you, but you can tell anybody you want about what's going on, but you can only save you because the veil has been taken off by Jesus. But you don't understand what the veil is, and then they hid it again. They hid it, but it's still there. You can't you you can't miss it once you know what you're looking for. I'll put it to you that way. So all these houses, watch out. Because if it needs to be said, it's going to be said. Just like I did with this one right here. You can't win. It's going to be similar to that, or similar to some of the other ones on my God of Israel Shine Bright YouTube channel. So, if you have videos of a pastor that you want me to critique, you go ahead and you send me that link, and I'll make it so. And don't, I mean, if this is your personal pastor, so on and so on, and you have like a link to your church's thing that you want me to check out and see if you're on the right path, um, you can just, you know, type it in the box, and then I'll give you a private, some private information so that you can get in touch with me. All right, because for right now, I'm just going ahead and I'm going to do what I'm supposed to be doing, because if I don't do it, I'm stuck here with a bunch of buffoons running amok and acting a fool. And I don't like that. I do not like that at all. There is supposed to be light down here and order down here. Okay? So it's time to get it in. You want to claim that you are a child of God? Oh, I'm a child of the Lord. Oh, thank you, Jesus. You always want to thank somebody that you don't even know, cause I don't know y'all. I don't know y'all. So if I don't know you, then how he know you? That's all I'm trying to say. Cause I know you, but when it's like looking at you. Let's say you did something wrong, and you with your boy, and your boy is walking down the street, and he's like, "Oh, I got you, I got you. I'm rolling with you, this, that, and the third." And then the cops run up on you. And you're like, "Ooh, I don't know you." That's how it is. I don't know you. Yeah, I know of you. I know your works, but I don't know you as a as far as what you've been telling people that the Father was telling the sons to do. I don't. That's all lies. All of it. Everything is meant to entrap your mind down here. And if you don't know how to free it, that's on you. Because guess what? I live my life as the average entity down here. Why is that? Because I know what time it is. The God tell time by people, not by that thing you call a sun in the sky and the moon up there and the stars and our revelations around the moon and where we are in the galactic clock. Because there, these most entities don't know that there's a galactic clock that we actually can tell time from, and you can tell time on. Like I said, there's many levels of truth, so there's different levels that you can tell time on. But the Most High tell time by entities and what they're doing. So that's why he said, "No man." Guess what? He said, "No man will know the time, nor the season." And he said, "Pray is not the Sabbath day or the winter time." You don't even know what winter is. You don't know what the Sabbath day is. And if you know what the Sabbath day is, congratulations, because you're doing it wrong too. Especially if you just have an understanding, you don't have an understanding of the true concept of what time is supposed to be. And this is a fact, or you wouldn't be having your Sabbath days the way you do. But that's not a bad thing, because those are your Sabbath days. Those are yours. That is your reward. So I'm not trying to take that from you. Once you ascend, you will change your thoughts and process. But they all houses have to go through Israel for a reason, because Israel has the year of Jubilees, which is your 7-year release. So they can't hold you into slavery. You have a certain amount of years that they can train you and teach you for, and then after that they have to let you go. So if the earth is a prison, Israel the guards. Israel and Jacob is the guards. But you don't understand that, because they are the Lord's feet. They are the sun and the moon, clothed to the foot with a garment with the sun and the moon. That's Israel and Jacob. But like I said, most of you guys not gonna have an understanding. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna breeze through a video. Even if it's literally killing me to watch it, I will try to make it through, because some of the nonsense that you hear after you've ascended, you're like, this is what they used to keep you in slavery in the old days. Like most, and it's a shame because most entities don't even know about slavery, this, that, and the third, but or even that it happened. And even when I was a child, I didn't care. But as I'm older, I understand, because in the blood of the earth, it tells you who you are when you reach a certain level of ascension. But you've ascended in earth. That's why you are the wife. You are. It's Jesus is the bridegroom, so that means he's the husband and the wife. So you're for his bride. That would be you, and for the groom would be his angels, his men. So, like I said, it's going to be a lot of truths and a lot of understandings, and it's really going to jive together when you see that the scripture that they read, and then because what it's going to do is you're going to form your earthly opinion. due to your level of concepts and your power of perceptions that you've built in earth is really going to help you once you transcend over the spirit. Um, so you're already going to have a thought on your mind of what's going on, and then I want you to pause the video and really think about what was being read in the scripture, and then we'll listen to what the entity given the word has to say, and then I will tell you if it's right or wrong. That's all. Because it's not bad to be wrong, it's bad to stay wrong. Okay? It's not bad to be wrong. It's bad to stay wrong. Alright? And in that, I think I'm going to end this. And I think I made headway. Thank you for stopping by. And once I figure it out, I'll try to get some live questions and answer recordings going on and things of that nature. But for right now, I'm still upgrading my networks and things like that to gigabit networks. So I'm going to hold off on the live streaming for now, but eventually we'll get to it. And thank you for stopping by. Feel free to leave a comment, positive or negative. All I'm telling you is if it's negative, prepare to be slashed and burned. And it's sad because I know what that means, but you don't. So take it easy.